feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Hey everybody, welcome to the post-show wrap-up video here on the Central Pennsylvania Shrimp Tank. I'm your host, Nathan Bowden, alongside the wonderful Mr. George Book, President and CEO of the West Shore Chamber of Commerce. And we just got done interviewing Russ and Betsy from Duck Donuts, if you can't tell by the
product placement.
Yes. We just got done interviewing them, and you can catch a full replay of that episode on our website at shrimptankpodcast.com/Central PA. Also, for the full podcast, go to any podcast app, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, iHeartRadio. Doesn't matter. Find us, get all those episodes there. And if you're tuning in live and you want to stay up to date on all these interviews we get to do, click that like and follow button here on our Facebook page so you can stay up to date on all these episodes. And I mentioned the earlier podcast that we got done recording, and you got to tune in because we learned all about how it got started. It really was born out of, really, I would say necessity. I mean,
Absolutely.
A lack of product is absolutely necessity. Born out of necessity. It was a tough grind, but we learned all about perseverance through that, shifting a model to a franchise model, and some steps that franchisees take when they have to get into that world. And, we learned about, well, let's just say Russ maybe was thrown under the bus a few times with some of the questions we had asked. But if you want all the fun, again, go to our website, catch the full episode on shrimptankpodcast.com/Central PA. And without further ado, I'd like to welcome you guys to the post-show wrap-up video. Russ, Betsy, welcome and welcome back. Thank you for coming back, Betsy. So for those individuals who are out there who have just maybe moved to the area, maybe they have never gone out of their house, maybe they just got internet, whatever it might be that they're not familiar with Duck Donuts, why don't you just give a little bit of a quick background on Duck Donuts, and then we'll talk about, I know, some specific things that you want to reveal, as we'll say, here on this show.
Absolutely. Well, if you're not familiar with our brand, we are a made-to-order donut company. When you come into our stores, you'll notice immediately that you'll see no donuts, because when you come up and order them, that's when we make them. And we customize them exactly the way you want them, and they are by far the best vanilla cake donut you'll ever eat.
That's a good plug. That's a really good plug. So, Betsy, we got to have an interview earlier, and if you didn't catch that one, you could go back. We did a virtual interview with Betsy back when all the shutdowns were happening and we were in the middle of the pandemic, and heard a lot about some of the things that you were doing as to help support your franchisees. And I want to talk a little bit about just back then you said, well, we were on track to do this, and then, with 100 franchisees, and we were on track for, record sales, and then COVID hit. Well, give our viewers a little bit of an indication of where things stand today for Duck Donuts.
Sure. So, just from what we were focused on and what we were going to be doing this year, the good news is, as we're in the last quarter, is we were able to accomplish a lot of our goals for the year, despite all the distractions, I guess you could say, for the year. So, everything from launching a new loyalty app and a loyalty program to still rolling out new products, as well as still growing the brand, opening new stores. Of course, some of that maybe didn't happen as quickly as we would like, but
Sure.
by the end of the year, as Russ mentioned, we'll be at over 100 locations throughout the country, which is really exciting.
That is awesome.
So there's been a lot of lessons learned, and convenience was always very important pre-COVID, and now, of course, it's even more important. So that's something that we really were able to accelerate some things that maybe would have taken us a little bit longer to do pre-COVID, for sure.
And George, I mean, we talked about the box checking it was to open now some franchises in different parts of the world, Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and different areas. But maybe talk about just how that happened, because it doesn't seem, some of the lower, you have, where else? Do you have Puerto Rico, did you say?
Yes.
Puerto Rico.
And some of those areas, it may seem like it's a little more logical because of the, closeness to,
part of the United States.
But Dubai.
Yes, Dubai sounds very random, right? But it actually happened because our franchisee from Dubai, was originally from Saudi Arabia, has been living in the United States for the past 10 years outside of the DC area. And like many of our franchisees, went to a Duck Donuts shop, had a really great experience, and thought, hey, you know what, this could be a really good business opportunity. So after a lot of research on his end and, of course, conversations with us, he moved to Dubai to open his first Duck Donuts location of many. So he'll be opening several in Dubai, as well as he's part of the group for Saudi Arabia that will be opening early 2021.
Awesome. And I know we talked about the franchise process, and I laid out my goals for opening my franchise.
Yes, very reasonable.
So if you want to know what those goals are, again, go to the full replay of the podcast. But there may be viewers who are thinking, oh man, that would be awesome. I think it would be a great idea. And by the way, there's a thorough vetting process. And so on two fronts.
I'll let you know if you're approved later. Yeah. We'll wait till this is done.
Yeah. Somehow I don't think I need to wait much. But but why don't you talk about that a little bit? If somebody is listening and they're interested and have been thinking about maybe wanting to pursue a franchise or opening a franchise somewhere, what should they do?
Sure. So really the first step is to go to our website. There's a lot of information on the website that just walks you through the process as well as what the expectations are. And then really just filling out an application, and that gets the ball rolling to have conversations with our team. And it really is like interviewing for a job. So we have those conversations to make sure that your expectations are appropriate, which maybe in your case might be part of the issue that we can talk about later.
Am I underselling myself?
Yes.
Am I setting a low bar for
Go
what
big
I'm
or
gonna
go
do?
home, Nathan.
Right, absolutely. But it's a very hard job to be a franchisee for sure. It takes a lot of work, and some days you might be making donuts, and other days you're out in the community. So just making sure that the franchisee understands what the role is and what that looks like to make sure it's a good fit for both of us. So just going through that process, having conversations with our team, getting to know each other better, and make sure it's a good fit for both of us for sure.
So I hear that was very important from my perspective as you think about that, because you're not going to be guaranteed a spot and a seat at the table.
Right.
But if you get a seat at the table, it's probably a good sign because you've been fairly well vetted and you got a great partner behind you. And so we talked a lot about that on the show, about the leadership that you guys have brought to the table, the team that you have around you, the fantastic PR, handler, Maven, everything there is, Kristen. But you're a true partner. And so if you get in, you're not going to be left out in the cold.
Correct.
So you've got a
Absolutely
great
not.
team behind you to support you in that.
Right.
So that's fantastic to know that you have that, again, if you are fortunate to get a seat at the table,
Yes.
if you
Yeah.
pass the sniff test, if you will.
Right.
Yeah. So let's talk quickly about some, all right, your Duck Donuts.
Yes.
And everybody obviously knows there's donuts involved, I think, unless you're doing some weird whatever. But
Fairly clear, yeah.
talk about other things that you guys offer as well when you go in. If you don't just want a donut, what else can you get in your stores?
So the first thing is what goes great with donuts, but coffee. So we have really great coffee, the traditional drip coffee, but then also espresso drinks. So, cappuccinos and mochas, and they vary by season. So, of course, now everything's pumpkin. So that's certainly one of the options in our locations right now. But in addition to the donuts and the coffee, there's also fun things that you can create with donuts. So we have a donut ice cream sundae. So take that warm donut and put on a scoop of obviously cold ice cream, and you can do different toppings, some whipped cream on top. They are amazing. Probably one of my favorite products that we have. We also have a donut breakfast sandwich. So taking a donut and cut it in half, and you can choose sausage, bacon, egg, cheese, put that in the middle. And then I think to make it really amazing, you put the maple icing on top of that with the bacon crumble. So it is very good. So that's another option, as well as milkshakes. So we started, we launched milkshakes last summer at some store, not at every store, but the stores who have done it do really well. So that's something that we're going to continue to expand upon, and hopefully everybody will be offering them by next summer. And you can even get a little donut on top of your cup if you want to get fancy with your milkshake.
Amazing.
I was in Holland a few years ago for a cross-cultural when I was in college. And one of my favorite things I was introduced to was a sweet and savory crepe, which was ham, cheese, powdered sugar. It was unbelievable, and it completely changed my perspective on that idea of
savory,
the
yes.
donut and breakfast sandwich idea. Sounds
So you need the breakfast
unbelievable.
sandwich.
You
I needed
absolutely
it.
do.
The maple icing and the bacon on top. Like if you're going to do it, just go all in.
100%.
It goes back to your business plan, go big or go home.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
I made all my profits at that point
Maybe,
in time.
yeah.
My profit goals, though, are there's going to be a lot of product.
They're very
in it.
aggressive. I mean, if you can hit that, that would be amazing.
All right, so a quick teaser, maybe. There's some rumblings that there may be a new potential product offering that's coming out here in a few weeks. You want to touch on that?
Yes. Well, just tagging on to what Betsy had said, all those products happened from a lot of trial and error. And we're constantly testing new products to entice our customers for new reasons to come back to our store. But the teaser is our business was built 13 years ago based on a vanilla cake donut, a little crispy on the outside, light and fluffy on the inside. And so we're really stepping out, and this Black Friday, we'll call it Chocolate Friday,
There it is.
Very nice.
for the reason we're actually going to be introducing our first chocolate cake donut.
Awesome. Well,
So we can't wait. I think it's amazing.
that's fantastic. And I think, am I able to coin this that you're hearing it first
Yeah.
here?
We're hearing it
Yeah,
first.
breaking news.
Unbelievable. That is exciting news. So they're going to have not only the claim to the best vanilla donut,
Cake
Right.
donut.
but now the
Chocolate.
best chocolate cake donut. So that
And
is
again,
exciting news.
customized just the way you like them.
Awesome. That is fantastic. Russ, Betsy,
Nathan, thank you.
this has been a blast. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks
so
for having us.
For our viewers who are now watching this and they want to say, well, I want to learn more about whatever it might be. Well, we talked about franchises.
Right.
So let's talk about product specific. I want to get some donuts. What's the best way for them to do that? Because I assume it's all locally. You should all be locally sourced. I don't want to necessarily buy
Right.
California's donuts.
Probably not,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
So-
just visiting the website, duckdonuts.com, and you can pick your local location. We do have online ordering. Many locations offer delivery, or you can download the Duck Donuts app and order that way as well.
Awesome. Making it easy.
Yes,
Making it
absolutely.
easy. Well, thanks again for being on the show. Everybody at home, again, tune into the full episode so you can hear everything else that we talked about. You're going to get some great tips, some great ideas. I'm going to go out of this a little bit differently this time because this is not an empty box. So I'm going to have to do my best to lift this baby up. Am I going to do it right?
I hope so.
I mean,
I got this
got
side.
it.
There we
You
go.
got it.
I think I got it, and we're trying not to spill it. Oh, baby. Okay. Who wants one? Because we're going to go out with a donut toast on this one. So who wants one? I know I'm grabbing one.
Ladies first.
Yep, absolutely.
ladies
George, you're second.
Thank you.
Closest thing.
What exactly does that mean?
I don't know. You can.
Just wondering. I'm going to sprinkle a little fun in my life.
sprinkle happiness, George.
That's right, sprinkling happiness
Now,
today.
unless you want the apple.
Go for it. It's all you. I'm a
That's
bacon
brave
man,
to
so.
pick that up. I learned that the hard way.
Go.
It's
Got
messy.
it. Got it. Let's get this out of the way. Our wonderful donut box stand. Grab this baby. Okay. Thank you for being on the show.
Cheers.
Everybody at home,
Absolutely.
thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time on another episode of the Central PA Shrimp Tank.
Cheers.
Here we go.
Cheers.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond, and the shrimp